Hello, 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 hello. Is there anybody out there? Can anybody hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Julie and Kat. Hold on. Wait, 2020. And now I need to change the Brendan shirt because he says no. So now I want to do a MAM gossip shirt that will use the quote, guessing is not convincing. Sorry, Jeff's now messaging me about the print shop. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to go there or not. Um, I am wearing my vagina bat shirt. um, Hello, Bryce. My dogs are barking their heads off, so I'm guessing there's a delivery downstairs. Okay, sorry. I'm being very unprofessional by talking to Jeff while on here. Okay, Melissa's asking who told me Brendan didn't want the shirt. Hold on, let me look at my window. Oh, yeah, it's Amazon's even pulled in my driveway, so that's freaking my dogs out. All right, so her name is Becca Nash. Messaged me what I posted the screenshot of. She is somebody who I know has been around for a long time. And I would say she's borderline obsessed with Brendan. She always makes these weird pictures constantly that, she just does things on her computer and, has Brendan in the sky with a cat. I don't know. Weird things. And so she's the one that's saying that this is what Brendan said. I believe it. Um, it's very contradictory though, where it's first saying he doesn't give his permission, but then if I'm gonna do it, he wants to see, he wants logs, reporting of what came in. So that makes zero sense to me that if he's not approving of it, why would I be sending him logs? That makes no sense. Um, and if Brendan wants to forego money from supporters, oh, Becca's attacking you on Twitter, Courtney? Oh, I've been nice. Well, oh my God, I just see that Brett Condon is posting on the mayor of Waupun saying my 12 cult followers. Um, Hold on. I'm scrolling through the mayor thing now to see. all the time, all the posts that Brett Condon has made. Um, mm, 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 mm. But he goes by the screen name Boston Brett. Um, oh, it's saying most relevant is selected. Let me go select all comments on here. Turn my volume up a tab. My volume wouldn't make a difference in um, my sound into the microphone. That would be your sound, I would think. But I just turned my sound up. Okay, Jeff's still at his other job. Hold on. Okay. All right. So let me. Okay, wait. Let me do this and be more professional. I'm gonna get off the Waupun Mayor's site, so I stop getting distracted by trolling the trolls. All right. So Becca Nash. I'm sure Brendan would say this because Barb has convinced Brendan long ago that I'm bad. And one of the things they told him, I'll have to dig out the final letter I got from Brendan when he was telling me the things his mother was telling him about me. I don't know where that is. Um, so I believe it because I mean, look, the kid's been lied to his entire life, right? So he doesn't need our money then if he doesn't want it, right? Because he's spooky, Heather. Got to switch it up. um, so what I'm gonna do is we will make MAM gossip shirts with that quote, guessing is not confessing. Um, or or I could make it a Melissa shirt because Melissa was also forced to confess. Um, I'll figure it out. Um, so I don't know, but Brendan is here's the deal with that. Yes, you cannot use somebody's likeness or their name um, and make money, which I technically would not be making money because I'm giving the money to Brendan. But there is that loophole that they could come after me. Yes, there's plenty of other people who make stuff. You know, you see it all over the place, but they have to be sued for something to happen to them, you know, so it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, right? um will they go after me? I don't know. um can they afford to go after me? That would be the question. So but that's fine. We won't do the Brendan shirts. that says free Brendan Dassey on it. Doesn't mean you guys can't make signs that say free Brendan Dassey. Doesn't mean you can't do the free Brendan Dassey on your vehicles. And it doesn't mean that we won't go to Oshkosh and drive around the prison and show our support for Brendan. We support Stephen and Brendan's innocence. I don't give a shit if they like me. People want shirts. I could make the shirts. Thought it would be nice if shirts that would get made for people who want shirts, that the guys would get the actual money for it. But Brendan doesn't want it. And maybe we'll hear at some point that Stephen doesn't want it. But in Stephen's case, if I was to hear that Sandy says Stephen says so and so, I don't believe a word that comes out of that chick's mouth. She's been shown now to be manipulating all this for her personal and financial gain. So, I would have to hear from Kathleen Zellner or from Stephen himself. He's got my number. He can call me, tell me for himself that he doesn't want money. Um, Something else I want to mention is I was sent some screenshots shortly before going live. So apparently the pedophile did another live video with his girlfriend. And something I found very interesting is that Carla talks about Marnie Yang. Now, first of all, Carla's lying about my situation with Marnie, and go figure, Carla's lying. Oh my God. Um, oh, really, Courtney? How are how does she expect you to do that when um Kim is a relative and they cut her off from contact? So how how are you, Courtney, supposed to get a hold of Brendan? You don't have to tell the prison. We're just driving past his prison. So we don't have to tell them anything. Anyway, um, it would be really nice if Carla, and hi Carla, um, if Carla wants to talk about Marnie Yang, then discuss her case. Bring awareness to Marnie Yang's case and talk about her innocence. But you won't do that. You just want to lie and say, oh, Marnie has figured out the truth about Jax like everybody else and cut her off. Teresa, this page is becoming nothing but drama. That's why it's called gossip, honey. It's called MAM gossip. That's the point of this page. So if you don't like drama and you don't like gossip, this is not the group for you. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Why can't you talk about Marnie's case and highlight that she's innocent? Um, but no, you want to lie and say Marnie's found out the truth about Jackson, wants nothing to do with her. That's not what happened. Do you need me to show you emails from Marnie's dad that I have received on the situation? But I'm not going to do that. Anyway, so, but that was just one thing that I thought was interesting because it just shows you the extent Carla does to stalk me. I think she's like really in love with me. She really is. Because She follows everything I do. And remember, when you follow everything somebody does, bitch, you're a fan. And then another thing that's humorous is that pedophile makes fun of me for being fat. Okay, I'm fat. I really don't care. I enjoy eating, and I can't be like his girlfriend and have guys pay for me to have gastric bypass to try and get me thin. Um, I I'm fat. I love food. Food is yummy. And I'm sorry, I don't do drugs. Maybe if I did drugs, I could be thin, rot my teeth out. Um, so the other thing that I find hilarious is the people on there. Now, the people who are there that are just watching the train wreck, like the people who then send me the screenshots of what's going on there, I get it. Okay. But if you consider yourself a truther or you're a family member, why are you participating in a live where the guy says that Stephen and Brendan are murderers? I will not understand that. Pedophile says they're killers. So why do we care what a killer has to say on the Stephen and Brendan case? Dum, da, da, dum, dum, dum. Oh, Christy, so you haven't heard about the Marnie thing. It has nothing to do with Marnie. It had to do with Tammy, the founder of WMP Justice Review. She posted some racist remarks on my Facebook page. When I and others told her those were racist remarks, she then removed me from Justice Review. That's all that is. I can show you tons of messages and such on that. Like she called me at midnight the other night. Tammy did, and I didn't answer. Um, China, I see your comments. I don't see anything marked as spam. Um, she called me at midnight on a weeknight, and I didn't answer. And then she proceeded to text me for an hour, all this gibberish that didn't make any sense, and it was really weird and wacky. So something's going on with her, and whatever, not my problem. So I've been removed from the Justice Review team because I didn't approve of racist remarks on my personal Facebook page, I guess, and said so. So whatever. The rally. From looking at the posts that people are making on that mayor's page, people are totally misunderstanding what a rally is. We are there showing support of Stephen at Waupun, and when we do the car caravan at Oshkosh for Brendan. This is not a protest. I understand, like the person who posted here in gossip about how they think there should be a protest at, the governor's mansion or whatever. I get that, but that's not what this event is for. This one is just showing support to the guys because the rallies that have been done previously are not rallies. They are, hi, look at me, I'm a family member, and give me money. And real supporters who are not part of the Gilter clique are iced out. So, and let me say this again for people who don't understand how this rally came to be. I went to Manitowoc where I talked with Kim and Courtney, and they talked about the prior rallies they had gone to and how they were treated. And Courtney really wants a rally. Courtney wants a kumbaya moment. Let's be real here, right? Courtney wants a kumbaya moment. Courtney would really love for everybody, for Carla, well, I don't know about Carla, but for everybody to be able to come together that say they're supporters, be together and be supportive of Stephen and Brendan. That everybody drop the bullshit, drop the little petty, stupid junior high fights that we've been in for the last 5 years. Um, and all get together for this common cause. Now, that's not going to happen, but I have said that's fine. They're welcome to come. If people are coming with good intentions to show their support, I welcome them. I said, Barb wants to come, you know. Um, but at a rally, you're showing support. Not so this doesn't mean that we're blocking streets and we're going to get out into intersections and sit down, or we're going to break windows or any of that, like some people are trying to get a rise out of Waupun residents, like that's what we're going to do. As it stands now, I mean, it doesn't look like we're having a big turnout. What is there, maybe 30 people gonna be there? That's not a mob. It's not going to be anything bigger than they've done at the courthouse the last several years, where they've only gotten 30 to 50 people to be there. Um, we're there in the middle of a Saturday afternoon. We're there when the prison isn't allowing visits. So it's not like we're going to be taking up more parking on their local streets, because usually people are parked there to visit the prison and now they're not. Um, we're not asking to have police there. We're not asking for any special treatment. Um, I have talked to the Waupun police supervisor to inform him we were going to be there, and then I told him I would call him the week of to give him a guesstimate on how many people, just so they know. But whoever that is on the mayor's page, and I believe, well, it's the same last name, but not the same first name. So a family member of the mayor or whatever, who wants to say we're taking up town's resources. Well, that's their choice. Um, we're not asking for it. But as I said on that page as well, it's not like they're really doing anything right now in this time of COVID. So to have a couple police come look at us for 2 hours is hardly going to break the bank. Just dumb. And we have a constitutional right to do what we are going to do. Oh, that's true too, Lynn. Um, and then somebody on there made the post about this isn't a good idea during COVID, and will people be wearing masks? Well, told people to wear masks. I'll be bringing masks, but I can't make people wear a mask. You're adults. I'm not the boss of you. And we are outside. That's a thing that people do not understand. And I'm coming from Illinois, where my governor has done such a great job here that, he shut us down. And, I know there's people who don't like it. Um, but he shut us down and our numbers are low. I have still gone to tons of protests, Black Lives Matter protests and rallies, and I organized a vigil that was last night. We are outside. We are social distancing, that we're staying 6 feet apart, and we're wearing a mask. I know, Sonia. Ooh. Brought a mask. If both people are wearing a mask and social distancing, it does help because the proof is out there on that. But I'm not going to get into science. Science. Um. So. But these are people that are just trying to stop the rally at all costs. So they want to bring up the masks. And COVID, so I'm doing something bad for putting people out, you're outside, whatever. But this rally is happening. Nobody is going to stop the rally. There's nothing anybody can do to stop the rally. It's happening. Brendan doesn't want money for shirts. We won't do Brendan shirts and give him money for those shirts. That's fine. That's his choice. Um, oh, I wasn't reading comments. Was somebody complaining? Let me scroll up. It's all about Jax. Yep, Teresa, it is. It's all about me. It is. It's my world and you just live in it. uh, yep. It's my Facebook and I'll say whatever I want to. That's what my shirt says. My shirt says Vagina Bat does whatever Vagina Bat wants. Vagina Bat has spoken. Um, all right. So I made a whole bunch of events off of Stephen Avery project with all the times of all the different things we'll be doing next Saturday. It's next Saturday already. I still have not gotten shirt stuff figured out with Jeff, and now we have this new Brendan thing. So hopefully I will get that figured out with Jeff today. Um, oh, Teresa's bitching about me some more. Mm-mm. Bye, Teresa. Teresa's been kicked. Now she's more than welcome to bitch about me. I really don't care, but to have to keep saying I'm gonna go, but then don't go. Bye bye. Bye bye. Maybe Carla can show her the video when I'm saying bye to Teresa. um. All right, so there's all those events made for the rally from 2 to 4 at Waupun. If you can't participate in standing outside. You can decorate your car and just drive around for those couple hours or just come for an hour, whatever you want to do. I'll do a live video on Stephen Avery project from there. Then we'll go from there to Oshkosh Correctional, and we'll do some drive-bys around that for a little bit, and we'll do a live from there. Then we'll go to the people who are going back to the hotel. We'll go back to the hotel, clean up, have dinner, and then we'll do a live in gossip. So we can do the gossip. Um, so all the times are in those different events. I did look up the restaurant bar at the hotel, and it's Italian. Yummy, yummy. I can't wait. Hello, David. And I know I had said before for ordering shirts, I put the saying the 15th would be the deadline for the first order. Obviously, I'll push that back because I don't have it straightened out with Jeff yet. I guess it's a good thing we didn't, because that would totally freaking suck if I had already printed up some Brendan shirts and now that whole thing happened and would have to more wasted money in making those, or they'd be a collector's item. Well, I suppose if I wanted to, I could make shirts and give them to people, but I would have to be a cabil. Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll steal money from Steven's shirts. I'm kidding. Is Steven against his rally? Also, Nana asks. According to Sandy, he is. Sandy says Steven doesn't want it. And then Sandy said something about Kathleen Zellner not wanting it, or that should have checked with Kathleen Zellner. So I did email Kathleen. Cordy, when did I email Kathleen? Was it on Sunday? But I emailed Kathleen and I have not heard back from her. Um, there's times I've emailed Kathleen and she's emailed me right back. There's times that it's taken her a while to get back, and then there's times she hasn't answered me at all. So, or maybe Carol Ann, you should message her. Maybe you'd get an answer out of her. Um, but I sent a message to Kathleen saying, in case she hasn't heard, I am having a rally for Stephen at Waupun, and it is for supporters, and we're not going to cause a scene, and that's all it is. And I said, but on the flip side, Carla Chase is encouraging guilters to mess with the event. I'm pretty sure. That's what I'm figuring, Carol Ann, that if Kathleen doesn't care, she won't respond. Um, and so then today here in Gossip, after the stuff with Brendan, somebody said, suggested that I ask Night Rider. Oh, I'm going to have to end this soon because now there's Jeff telling me to go to the print shop. Um, when should I go? When should I go? Um, what was I saying? So I did email Night Rider today. And I haven't heard back from her. Doesn't, so, and it could be the same thing. Now, in the past, um, if I reached out to Night Rider, she got back to me right away. Um, Even after, well, no, when I went to, okay, he's telling me to go now. Um, so I've got to finish my thought and then I'll go. When I went to a Drizzen Night Rider event, they came up to me afterwards and talked to me, and we took a picture together and such too. And this is after Brendan has done the cutting off communication with me. So, and they were both still perfectly pleasant with me. And Night Rider, when one of my first conversations with her early on, when I was just Free Brendan, before I had taken over Stephen Avery Project, and I was just the Free Brendan Facebook page, And Brendan had named my free Brendan page his official Facebook page. I even have the letter. I Maybe I'll post that for you guys at some point. I haven't posted that in a while. um, but so Brendan had named my page his official page. I had said that I wanted to do an article on Brendan because the way I worded it is Brendan always gets lost in Steven's shadow. And this was before I had started talking to Brendan on the phone. So I had asked if I could either talk to Brendan or if I could just send him a letter with some questions and stuff. And Night Rider said that it's complicated because she says she was not part of Brendan's contract with Netflix, that there was an entertainment supporter. I just read the word supporter, entertainment lawyer that handled that, and that Netflix owns Brendan's story. So, um, so there's kind of that weirdness on, what anybody else could do with Brendan because Netflix owns him. And so she said, I don't want to say no to you because I don't want you to stop what you're doing. I want you to continue what you're doing, meaning in supporting a Brendan. But, that whole situation. And I'm like, no, I totally understand. I just want whatever is best for Brendan, so that's fine. I don't have to do that. Now, I did end up doing something with Brendan, and Night Rider gave the permission of it, where I just asked Brendan a bunch of questions like, what's his favorite sport? What's his favorite team? What's his favorite holiday? What's his favorite movie? What's his favorite color? What's his favorite food? What's his favorite video game? All that kind of stuff. I should find that letter from Brendan too. I think I have them all like in a box in my attic. Um, so um so I've dealt, and then I dealt with Night Rider when we were writing the juvenile interrogation protection law petition, and she really changed some of the things that we did for that, because originally that was going to be that you could not question a minor without a parent or a lawyer present, and she's the one that said no, a parent is not the best person to be in that room. And she's absolutely right. When I was thinking about it. And then another thing she said was that um, jails, or a police station jail or whatever, sometimes they play that game where if they put you in there on a Friday night or whatever, well, then you can't get a lawyer or anybody until after the weekend. So now you're stuck sitting in there all weekend if you're waiting for a lawyer. And then another thing she said is, yeah, okay, she's Chicago, I'm suburb of Chicago. I can throw a rock and hit a lawyer. Sometimes that's a good thing, right? But if you live out in the country, you it may take days before a lawyer could get to you. So she said that it should be in there that it could also be electronically. They don't have to wait for a lawyer to physically be in the room. They could be Skyped in, and this was before Zoom. So they could be Skyped in or something like that. So that's yeah, she's completely right, you know. And I never would have thought of that, but I'm not basically a lawyer and I don't pretend to know the law. So, all right, I'm going to end this now so I can go up to Jeff's print shop and hopefully get the shirt situation all handled. I don't know when's the next time I will do a live. I have to work tomorrow from 2 to 4. Um, and then I am working Friday night, but it's an event at my house and I have to clean my house before people get here. So depending on if I'm a slacker or not, maybe I can pop on Friday at some point. So, all right, I'm off to the print shop and I'll make a post later today on what got figured out shirt wise. Hopefully, we'll get that all figured out. So, all right, thank you all. Make sure you RSVP to the rally if you're coming so I can use have you in the head count. And I was gonna say don't feed the trolls, but playing with the trolls are fun. If you can play with trolls and it doesn't upset you, then do it because it is fun. It is fun to point out how stupid they are, to troll the trolls. But a lot of times it's just not worth it. Just ignore them. Who cares? We got better things to do in our lives, right? We have actual lives. So, all right, I'm out. Investigation continues.